Hey, what's up guys, it's your man Foriam again, back with a new quick video for Valheim, as we've got some more news about the new Ashlands biome, which is still very much in development. So let's have a first look at what the Ashlands look like in game right now, as well as some more concept art about the fortresses, basically what can spawn in this biome. I also generated a little bit myself, so let's get right to it. Alright, so for the people who are curious where you can find all this concept art, well, they basically share a lot of the development process on the official Valheim Twitter account. So a couple days ago, we got our hands on some pretty nice concept art regarding the structures, which will pop up in this new biome. And I have to be honest, I was a little bit late to the party to showcase this on the very same day, but here we go. So this is what the concept art looks like for the Ashlands citadels, I would call them. It looks like they're gonna be pretty heavily fortified castles with here and there also melting lava or magma. I think it's a pretty interesting take on structures, as we haven't seen many of those popping up in previous biomes, and you can also tell that they have entirely different sizes. The first one which we checked out is pretty big, while this one right here is a lot smaller. Seems like a little house or cemetery, let's say, as it has a very small entrance gate. You also have this light shining out of it, so who knows, it can be some kind of beacon of power, but it definitely looks like a holy, or maybe we should say unholy place, as right here we're gonna have these new skeleton mobs popping up. Well, this one right here reminds me a little bit of the desert cities or villages in Star Wars, don't you think? Especially with the walls. I decided to throw this concept art in a AI image generator, and this is what I got. I think it looks pretty cool, especially for the one which you can see in the bottom left right here. This just gives us an idea of what the possibilities are for these generated citadels, let's say in the new Ashlands biome. But let's move on to the very first screenshot of the Ashlands in action, which of course is very far from finished, but this is what it looks like. So the developers once again want to show us what they're working on, but you can tell that this is going to be a barren landscape with a lot of lava, and of course here and there, just like with the Mistlands, you can see some pretty steep slopes popping up, spikes shooting out of the ground towards the sky, which are also exactly the same spikes which we've seen in the Mistlands itself. Who knows, they're just placeholders for now, but it's gonna be very possible they're actually just gonna recycle. But at the same time, I am also a little bit concerned that they possibly make this landscape pretty difficult to traverse as well. I mean, I would like to have something more like the plains, with some volcanoes here and there, easier to traverse, but just a lot of enemies, many structures generated, let's say. But of course, we will get to know more about that in the future. I asked the AI to generate a couple more images about the landscape, but if we throw one of those citadels into the landscape, then you would get something that looks a little bit like this, don't you think? Huge citadels with magma pouring out of it, let's say. Staircases that would lead all the way to the top. You will have some snowy mountains in the distance as well. Reminds me a little bit of Lord of the Rings. Definitely some of my favorite movies of all time. But who knows, this will give some extra inspiration to the developers, the creative minds behind Valheim. Let me know in the comments what you think the Ashlands biome should have included. What kind of structures and also what kind of mobs, as of course we've already seen the spider type of creature called Morgan, as well as the charred skeletons. While I think it would be pretty realistic to also think about a dragon. I don't know, we have Motor in the game already, so I think it's not gonna take that much time to create a new one. This would already be the egg for it, let's say, or an arena where it can spawn from, while the dragon itself, who knows, is gonna be something like this. A two-headed magma worm with obsidian scales. But if we think about the arena of the Elder and give it a Ashlands touch, then we would get something that looks a little bit like this. And a little bit similar to it, I was also thinking about maybe a kind of raft. A raft built out of obsidian with possibly also some camping equipment on top of it, just like a campfire, a forge, and other things which you could use as base, let's say, because these harsh environments maybe are going to be way too hot for you to survive in, so you're gonna have to seek shelter for the warm temperature to not get turned to crisp, let's say. Definitely things to think about, as in the mountain biome, we already have to prepare ourselves for the cold, while in the Ashlands, I think we're gonna gonna have to seek for a place that's a little bit cooler. Anyways, there you have it, the very first screenshot of the Ashlands biome, very much in development still, but also some concept art, which looks very nice in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think of all this. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. But that, my friends, is it for today. Make sure to smash the like button if you enjoyed watching this one, and of course, don't hesitate to subscribe if you want to stay in the loop with news videos about Valheim and many more games. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. I want to wish you an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.